All right, let's do this. For those of you that don't know, this is probably take two, maybe three, because I was trying to like create a nice setting and a background, but it was so windy outside that my lights were blowing around that just nothing was working. My phone was dying. There's so many noises. So I'm like, F this. Let's go back inside. Let's get this done. Because I'm excited to talk to, and also it's now we're in like the peak summer. So I'm starting to learn what it's like to be in Australia in the middle of summer. So if you see me do this, you'll know why. Gotta keep cool, right? So embarrassing. Anyways, I'm so excited to talk to you about today because I know a lot of you are creating videos and online courses, and it's hello, bird. See, this is what I'm talking about. Gotta love videos. But since a lot of you are creating videos and online courses, and I wanted to go back to the basics and what you need to know and do before you do your next video or your online course so that you cut out the uncertainty, the overwhelm, and the fear. And the three biggest mistakes I see people make with videos and also with online courses is the first one is trying to be a generalist versus a specialist. And I see a lot of people specifically when they're just getting started with videos or even in their online business is they're trying to help everyone. And when you're trying to speak to everyone, you really help no one because you're not getting into like what really is challenging for people. You're not really getting to know them and what their struggles are, what their desires are. And when you try to speak to everyone, you're kind of missing the mark, the secret thing that will connect you to what your people really need to feel understood and for you to really get where they're at. And if you're trying to speak to everyone, it really minimizes your potency and how to create powerful videos as well as online courses because you're trying to speak to everyone. You won't be able to. It really makes you less powerful in your videos and in your course. The second problem is you are going straight into creation mode or just creating stuff that only you like that, oh, I would just want to create this without either testing your ideas or putting your process through with people. And when you don't test out your ideas and when you're just centrally focused on what you want to create, that also creates a huge disconnect with your audience and whether they'll actually buy from you, whether they'll watch your videos or not, or if they watch a couple seconds and, hit delete or close and, never to return again. And so when you're only focused centrally on you or or going straight into creation mode without testing stuff, big problem. Don't do that. And the last one is you're really unclear of who you help and how you serve them. And you don't talk about what you do in a way that's powerful and engaging that gets people interested to want to hear more from you. And that's where it's like your videos might be all over the place and, the confused buyer never buys. So if you're all over the place or you don't know how to talk about what you do in a way that inspires, engages people to want to learn more, another disconnect. And so this is what you want to do before you create your next video or course. And the first one is know who you work with and how you serve them. And that combines two elements. One is what is your highest contribution that you want to do? What are your greatest gifts? What is, what expertise, wisdom are you bringing to the table that lights you up? That when you work with people, you just feel on fire because that in combination with number two, the thing that you need is who are the group of people that you help create the most impactful, quickest result. And that means it's less about their traits and characteristics. It's about their problems, their situations. What are you helping them solve? Who are the people that you can make the most impactful, fastest results? And when you combine that with the highest contribution that you create, this is what makes people feel in flow. This is what gives people that power, that thing that, all of a sudden that just makes them exponentially grow and expand in their business is when you combine these two key elements. And if you're still figuring those key out, that's where you need to do your due diligence. That's where you need to, find out who it is. What is that stuff that makes you come alive? What are your greatest gifts and contributions that you want to make? But also knowing who the people that you serve, that one specific person group, what's that one problem you help them solve? And, like when you know that, then everything is kind of like a trickle effect where it impacts how it goes into your marketing, goes into your lead magnet, and it goes into your courses, and you create a sequence that makes sense, that you take people into a process that makes sense, and you take them on a journey, and are always can say, once they experience this or go through this one of your courses or programs or lead magnets or videos, what's that next step for them? And it only happens and makes that sequence make sense is when you know who you're speaking to and what you're contributing. And when you know that, the thing is, I talked in my masterclass of knowing their end game, and every video online course has to work their end game. And that means it has to work their end result. So again, we have so much free video, so much free content out there that people don't need things to watch because there's a plethora of information out there. It's giving them a plan of action and implementation. And that's why when you know the people that you're talking to, what is that end result for them? So when you're creating a video, it's what's that one topic, what's that one takeaway, and what's their one call to action? Keep it simple, break it down so that you take complex things into a simple step-by-step, or you're breaking it down so that once they watch your video, what is that next action that they can take? Because again, you have to make it real for them. Like, one of the reason why some of the best online courses or videos come from coaches, because one, they have the theory, but then two, they also have it in practice. They have frameworks that make it real for people and how they can apply it in the real world for people. And that's what your video has to do. That's what your online course has to do. And if it's not doing that, that is a huge disconnect, and that's not what's going to bring people back. So when you're creating a video for free content for people to get to know you, one topic, one outcome, one takeaway for them, and one call to action. What do they need to implement? And if you're not thinking of your videos in those terms, that's what might be the secret sauce that might be missing. Because nobody cares what you do until they know. Like, people are so centrally focused on themselves, so they don't care to watch like a video unless it serves them. So that's where we talked about last week of, how to identify keywords. What are people searching for? What are people struggling with? What are people talking about? What are they not talking about? And what are things people aren't even aware of? And when you can get crystal clear and start being alert and paying attention and asking the right questions, doing your due diligence and market research, that is what's going to make you stand out, because you're going to be able to fill in the blind spots that you wouldn't normally do if you're going into straight creation mode and if you haven't tested your ideas or processes with people, because that's the disconnect. It's, when you're doing it sectionally focused of what you want, well, what do the people really need? What are they really searching for? So you want to make sure that everything makes sense and everything is tested and proven. That's why you want your marketplace to give you the answers, fill in your blind spots that you normally wouldn't. And the same thing with your online course. Each module, each video has to help them either cover a big milestone and give them the exact steps to do. So watch a video, take action. Watch video, take action. And when you do that process, people are going to start creating results. People are going to start getting their breakthroughs. People are going to start having that transformation. And it's because, again, it's like you can watch you can watch a great video, but unless there's something that for them to take action on, they're not going to see the results. They're not going to see the transformation. And yes, there's, people, we see videos that are motivational and inspirational, and those are great because, we need to plant those seeds. But when you're doing stuff where you're not just building a following, you want people to build a following of people who are your ideal clients, because again, unless your audience is your ideal clients, you won't be able to convert them to actually work with you. And when they won't work with you, that's not a business. And for you to continue your mission and to make that impact and be able to fund the things that are more near and dear to your heart, you got to be able to have the funding behind it. So you want to build, when you work people's end games with your videos and online courses, it's not just going to create following or tons of views, because great, tons of views are great, but if they're not your ideal client, it really doesn't serve you in your business. And again, another disconnect. So as a recap, one thing, so you want to get clear on what your highest contribution is and the number one group of people that you can create the most impactful, powerful, fastest results for. And then number two, work their end game, work their results, and pay attention. So test your ideas, test your processes. They will help you. Your market will help you fill in those blind spots. Your market will tell you what they want, what they don't want. And, so keep that conversation going. So in the comments below, hey, Chris, if you have any questions either on the topic that we have covered right now or any other questions, put them in the chat box. Oh my gosh, I'm so sweaty. I'm surprised you can't even see like a drip of like sweat. Any questions? I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. And if not, then, I do, as you hopefully have noticed, maybe, possibly, I do answer questions. So if you have a question that comes up later, you can always chat them. I'm having a hard time with words today, people. Sorry. Yeah, if you have future questions that come up after this live stream, put them in the chat box. I'm going to come back and help you out because I got your back. And also, if you can do one more other teensy favor is what has been your takeaway, insight, distinction for this training? Put them in the chat box because we learn better together. And so social learning, right? Anywho, if there's no questions, I hope you enjoy your Sunday, your Monday, wherever you are in the world. Keep making your special difference. Love you guys. Love your engagement. Love your participation and support of one another. That truly, truly inspires me. And I just feel so blessed that each and every one of you are in this group. Love you so much. Mwah!